Hello everyone, this video is going to be about creating custom toolbars, tool strips. What is a tool strip? These rows and columns of tools are what's called tool strips. And we have them set up for you. We have the main one here, and then we have four uh, tool strips that we defined, and then there's a tool strip here that you can define. In addition to this tool strip, you can also add three other tool strips. Let me just show you how to add commands to the tool strip first so that you can understand how you might want to reorganize the tools to your workflow. Okay, so let's start our own, create our own custom tool strip. I'm going to go ahead and create a tool strip that I would like. We don't have any buttons for the freehand on the menus or the tool strips. So I'm going to add this function and its corresponding edit field, and then this function and its corresponding edit field. So to do that, you press the add item to tool strip button, and then you go ahead and you choose the items you want to add. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to add the edit field. And the way you're adding it is you're simply going ahead and clicking on it and then clicking on the object you want to add. At this point, I want to separate them with a little bar. So you see this little bar here. You can add a bar by just clicking the plus button and clicking on the bar, and you can see the bar is added. So we're going to add the next two items in the freehand menu, the curves by endpoint frequency here, and then we're going to go ahead and add its associated settings there. Okay. Now that we're done with that, we can go ahead and use these. And I know they look like they don't have any numbers in them, but they do. Actually, they're just not in there when we add them, but they will be in there when you open the program. So they're normally defaulted to these values. So I'm just to show you how this works, I'm going to go ahead and show you that I can go ahead and create these items, and then you'll see that this one, for example, has these number of points or curves at a certain frequency as defined as 5. If I change this to a larger number, it will only create those for every 20 points that are drawn. So let's use that as an example. So these points that we have here, oops, I added another tool. To get rid of one, you just press the negative button and you click on here to click on the tool you want to remove. And I actually removed the one below, or it removed actually the first one that I found that matched. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. Let's do this over again. The best videos are the ones where you make a mistake and you had to do it over. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go ahead and add this again. And then we're going to go ahead and add that again. The reason that it appeared that it did it kind of in the wrong order is when you do the negative button, it searches this bar for a tool that matches. And since I had two of them, it just picked the first one to get rid of. So that's why I did that. So we're going to set this back to 20, and then we're going to go ahead and use this to show you that you can see it's a lot more smooth because there's a lot less points, or it's just a different kind of curve function because there's less points based on this quantity. All right. There are some tools here that are kind of something that we might want to add, but you can see that they're not active. And so only a few tools are like that. The reason that these aren't active is these are objects and we don't have any objects selected on the screen. Or you can see these edit letters aren't active because we don't have any edit letters. So we have to draw something and actually turn it into something that those tools would normally use. You can see now that I've selected this circle, you can see I can make it into an object. And because I can make it into an object, I can just add that tool now because it's active. But the other tools aren't. So we're going to go ahead and click this button to make it into an object. And you'll notice now when we click this, there will be other properties available. And so what we can do is we can add the other tools now that they're active. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And also when you want to get rid of tools, you can't really get rid of them unless you can select them. Right now they're active. We could actually get rid of them. For example, let's say we wanted a vertical line in there. We just kind of forgot it. The only way to add things or insert things is you can't really insert things. It just added it. So kind of think of what you want to do and then do them in the correct order. So we're going to add the little bar, which we did that, and then we'll just go ahead and add these like that. And let's say we want to do another bar. We can click on another bar, and then we got another bar. And so at this point, we've created our own little custom menu. Let's say we don't like the way it is or where it is. We would like it to be on the left or on the bottom or on the top. What we can do now is we can go over here to options and we can select tool strip layout. And this tool strip is the user one tool strip. So we can put it on the top if we want. And we press update. You'll notice that now our little toolbar is on the top. Or we could do it on the left, or we could do it on the bottom. Now you'll notice that since it has edit fields in it, maybe this tool makes more sense on a horizontal toolbar since the edit fields fit nicer in that case. So maybe that's a good idea, but it's really up to you. Now you'll notice in here that we have all the toolbars. So if I turn off main, and status is just a status bar down here. Colors are these colors here. So we turn those off, which we probably wouldn't want to do, but just to show you, we now have gotten rid of those. If you're tight for space and you're doing certain things, you could turn these on and off as you're working to get them the way you want. We can notice that we don't have the top toolbar anymore. We have this toolbar. This will never go away because there's no way to access this tool strip configuration without choosing under options. So that's always present. But let's say we just wanted to have our own experience where we didn't have any of these other tools. Let's turn status colors on first again. And the main, let's say we're always going to have that. So we update that, and now you can see that we created our own nice experience where we have just the toolbar on the top and the toolbar on the bottom. And let's go ahead and turn on our other toolbars. But let's put one on the left, let's say, and then we put one on the right, and then we put one on the top. All right, so we do that. And so now we have custom toolbars for ourselves, kind of surrounding the whole screen. So let's say, and the way these worked is just you use the plus and minuses on these particular toolbars, not the plus or minus for here, because this only adds to this one. So if we want to add some other functionality here, let's say we're really like the anchors, and so we're going to add all things related to anchors to here. We'll just go ahead and add all the anchors. So we now have the capability pretty much to add almost every tool that is in the menus. You can tell which ones you can add, whether they have an icon or not. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bar. And we go over here, and let's say we want to turn things on and off a lot. You can see that now all the on and off functions have images for each item. So we can add all of these to the toolbar if we want. So let's say I was interested in a stitch distance marker because I use that a lot, let's say, and the stitch distance indicator. Now I can turn those on, and you can see there's a stitch I can't say it, stitch distance indicator. You can see the marker is also present. Of course, you gotta draw something for the marker to be present. So see that little marker there, that little smaller box there? That just indicates the stitch marker. And if we actually want to use that, I do have a video on the stitch marker. It basically allows you to automatically stitch exactly a distance. And so we're going to go ahead here. Let's stop this. And we're going to go ahead and turn the marker on and off. And so we're going to add the marker to our menu over here that we had before. And where is that? The stitch distance marker here. So when we turn this snap on, it's going to go ahead and it's going to only stitch. See how I move it around? It only stitches that distance. And what's nice about this is if you're making some sort of, let's say, pattern, like a quilting pattern, and you just want to follow some designs you made, you can make it be exactly the stitches you want, the right distance, because they're set to the right distance here. And to set that distance is set under the hoop menu. So why don't we go ahead and add the hoop menu to that, and basically we can change our stitch distance marker, which is here, to a longer value. Let's set it to 3 millimeters. Okay, so now that's set. We can go ahead and you'll see each of these marks is a millimeter. I believe that's correct. So when we go ahead and use this again, you'll notice, oh, I didn't do that right. Okay, I was way off to the side there. Let's do this off again. I think I gotta turn this off first. I'm not sure. Don't remember how I designed that. I think I need to turn this off and then turn it on when I need it. Not sure I remember how that's done. Okay, start over again. So I got this point. Oh wait, I got the snap on, sorry. I know this is getting to be long drawn out video, but you can see how it really is supposed to be about toolbars. I'm going off on a stitch marker. But so basically I made my own menu here. So enjoy making your own toolbars, instead of menus, I call it a menu, and have fun.